Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I am your host Wally, and today we are deep in the Texas hill country at Los Maples State Natural Area. This area is one of my favorite places in Texas. Unfortunately, when I got there, it was ugly and rainy and cloudy, so you don't really get to see the full splendor of it, but it's still definitely worth a visit. You start off by hiking through some boulders that have broken off from the cliffside. It's a nice little hike. You get to see some of the flora and fauna of the place. I myself love forest floors, unraked. It gives the animals places to hide and stuff like that. Plus, I'm sure it provides the proper nutrients and vitamins for the trees nearby. But the first part of the trail follows the creek, and you get to see what the valley below looks like, and you can go up to where the cliffs are and you can see these little mini ecosystems of ferns. Just a moment you get a closer view of them. I like how they just sort of wave in the breeze, just hanging out there. It makes it look like a living cannon of sorts. It's kind of cool. Definitely check them out and appreciate them. It's a pretty shady canyon, so you'll see moss growing everywhere. The trails start off mostly flat. You'll see where they start going up because they warn you. But you're pretty much walking on the valley, surrounded by the cliffs. As you can see, they're pretty, they're tall, they're very hill country-ish. And you're in the middle of the hill country. So if you want to experience what it's like, then definitely come to this park. You can see some of the color trying to change. It's mostly yellows though, yellows and oranges. I was hoping to see some of the bright reds, but I couldn't. They weren't there yet. But that's a dry creek bed that I am modeling with. I like dry creek beds. And this was probably as much color as you saw that day. It was November. I was hoping to make it in time for some of the color, but it still wasn't quite there yet. You can see the trails are flat still, and one of the trails takes you to one of my favorite formations in all of Texas. It is Monkey Rock. Behold Monkey Rock. Worship at its altar. Hanuman, we love thee, or stuff like that. But it's a pretty big formation. I like showcasing it. It's my favorite in the park. I like acting like a monkey in front of it because, I don't know, that's what Hanuman would do, I guess. But it's pretty early on the trail. There's a trail that just goes around the park. That's the trail I'm on right now. It's just one big loop. It starts off going through the valleys and the meadows below. Eventually you start reaching some of the creeks. As you see here, some of the creek beds. Trying to get better views of it. And eventually these creek beds lead to a grotto, which is one of the other famous places here along the hike. This hike takes you through all the major highlights of the park. But the grotto is pretty big. You'd think it's going to be just a small little place, but no, it's pretty tall. You'll see the scope of it in just a moment. But it's a pretty cool area to just take in a break and relax and see nature and enjoy life and feel the cool little breeze that passes by there, caused by the canyon walls. Sometimes you'll see the dripping water. Sometimes it'll be completely dry. It was in between when I was there. It wasn't too wet, it wasn't too dry, so it was just perfect. People usually use this as a stopping place to rest. It's one of the major landmarks. And there you see a little bit more of the size of it. Look how tiny I am. compared to it. So it's definitely worth a stop while you are there hiking. It's my second favorite spot next to Monkey Rock. And then once you reach this warning sign, you either go back or you suffer, because it's straight up to the top of the Texas Hill Country. And it definitely seems like it never ends, because I mean, I thought I was hiking for 45 minutes and I was nowhere near the top. But you get to see some of the trees, and then finally when you're getting close, you start noticing all the awesome hill country surrounding you, and you realize how beautiful this area of Texas is, how blessed you are to live in this state, and how blessed we are to have these hills here. And then you have to do some more climbing. This doesn't show you exactly how steep it is, but you finally make it to the top of the Texas Hill Country, and it's flat once again, and you get to look down on it. I was there while it was raining, and that's our beautiful Texas Hill Country right there. Look at how beautiful that looks. Just imagine what it would look like on a sunny day. And there I am celebrating finally reaching the top of the Texas Hill Country. And now I start my descent, going back down into the valley, and I'm taking one last look at the awesomeness of it, and take step by step on the way down, being careful. You pass their swimming hole, which is too cold to use, and eventually you're back on flat ground. And like I said, it's one loop, so if you park anywhere, just take the trail and it loops you back to your parking spot. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you get to go to this magnificent place in Texas. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.